Welcome back. Since the theme of this holiday weekend is giving thanks, we're taking a little detour.
Well, one of the things that most people are the most thankful for is their faith and the freedom to express it, even when people of faith don't always agree.
We go back into the vault for this essay by videographer Joe Carablee.
I think that each person's faith is something that ultimately has to be personal. I mean, people grow up in church and they stay in church and they can just become a religious person and not really ever have a personal, step of faith or place where they come to just a personal acknowledgement of this is what I believe, this is why I believe. And I think that needs to come from a place of seeking out truth.
You ask the average person about interfaith relationships, and a lot of people haven't even heard the term. There's a lot of people and a lot of organizations dedicated to it, but for some reason they're not getting very far with it. And we've got a lot of people who will say, well, if interfaith is out there and being done in the streets, why do we have this strife? Why do we have this us versus them mentality? Why do we have so much fighting, so many wars, so much death, so much disagreement?
Every monotheistic religion tends to believe that it has the truth. In olden days, pagans were very comfortable adopting other gods because if there was 5 gods in the heavens, there could be 10 gods in the heavens. Monotheists, though, always believed that there is one God and there was one revelation. So all monotheists inherit a background of intolerance.
I mean, for instance, Jesus just he boils it all down to one particular saying. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. If I take that and say, well, it's about me loving God and about me loving people, well then tolerance will be there. Not just tolerance, but genuine love, acceptance. You care about people. And so if I'm motivated by that, then there's not going to be the strife, the fighting, and what we see. It's going to be, I care about that person, I love that person. I'm going to live out my faith and what I believe and try to share that with people, but not in a way where, like I said, I feel that my job is to convince you or anyone else of anything.
There is most definitely a problem with those who have not studied their religion deeply enough, nor have they studied the other religions and they're ignorant of it. Out of ignorance, there is tension between groups. I believe the more people know their religion and study others' religions, the better it would be.
When it comes to working with science and the scientific method, the very first thing you have to do is realize that you might be wrong, that your hypothesis has to be falsifiable. Okay, we've got 8 people in the room all representing different faiths. Okay, all 8 of you might be the one, but you might not. So treat each other that way.
Act towards others as I would want them to act towards me. That's a golden rule. It's found in many religions. And so that's how I try to live, and that's how I try to convince others. Don't get so hung up on your theology that you miss the fact that we're all human beings and have to be treated that way.
Becca, you and I come from 2 totally different sides of the world, and yet we're still here together, thankful for life.
Exactly, no matter where you come from.
Thank you so much for joining us and spending time of your Thanksgiving Sunday morning with us.
We'll see you next time inside Jacksonville.